Good afternoon, everyone. It's Alan Palange at ProScript Media, and thank you so much for joining me on today's webinar. We'll be talking about selling small businesses and the 5 critical steps that we need to take to make that happen. So I'll dive right in, but if you're joining me live on this presentation, all of you have an open chat box. Feel free to send in any questions, and my faithful assistant will make sure that they respond. If you're watching this after the fact, you're maybe watching it in our online training section, of which you'll find a number of webinars and a number of videos, and I hope all of them are useful. Our biggest goal at ProScript is to make sure that we support our folks in the field or in one of our call centers and do everything humanly possible to see all of you successful. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. And we're going to talk about the 5 steps to success. Of course, one of which is we've got to make a contact. We've got to make an introduction. Ultimately, we've got to do a presentation and explain the benefits and features of exactly what it is we offer, what the problem is that the client possibly faces, what our solution is, what the benefits and features are to what we bring to the table, and how that adds value to what the client is doing. And then, of course, we go for the close. So you'll hear us often say, and I get questions on this all the time, what is a Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 business? And you'll briefly see a Tier 1 business are restaurants, bars, lounges, doctors, attorneys, other like professionals, and the list that you see on the screen. Many of these Tier 1s are typically not available for a meet and greet when you do a cold call, meaning there's not a high likelihood that the owner will be available or on the premises at the time you make that cold call. So in a moment I'll explain how we treat our Tier 1 businesses. Now, Tier 2 businesses are really just the opposite. In a Tier 2 business, you're likely to find the decision maker on premises and available. And you see the list on your screen for what we define as a Tier 2. Now, keep in mind, we, of course, did not list every Tier 1, 2, and 3 that you would find out there in a normal environment, but we wanted to give you at least a sense of what particular kind of business or profession, what tier it is, and how we define that. A Tier 3 business, you'll see the list here: automotive shops, oil change, daycare center, contractor, so on. And here's what we recommend. Of course, we believe, and no question we're somewhat biased, but really all of our facts and all of our statistics come mostly from Google. And Google has been on a major push since the 3rd quarter of 2012 to get every website to have a mobile presence. And what that means is, we build, as you know by now, a separate mobile website. So when somebody is searching on a mobile device, and of course 70% of the time, all searches for local business are performed on a mobile phone or some kind of a mobile device. So the big push here is that every business should have a mobile strategy and a mobile presence. So regardless of the 3 tiers, every single business in America, whether they have an existing website or they don't, should have a mobile website, a site that is properly formatted and built specifically for a mobile phone. Now, to drill down a little bit on our multiple tiers, Tier 1, 2, and 3, we know we started in the 2nd quarter of 2012 in the mobile space for both mobile websites, and then subsequent to that, we did get into the mobile app business. And as all of you probably know by now, we are developers for Android and Apple applications. But over the last 6 months, we've learned a lot, and what we've learned is that if our affiliate in the field has three predefined or preset appointments in a particular geography, and they go on those appointments, and then they canvass that immediate area, it does a few things. First, it keeps you highly focused. It also keeps your gas expense at a very reasonable level, so you're not trucking all over town. And at the end of the day, if you have three preset appointments, you will end up closing one deal per day, or five a week. So, let's define what a preset appointment is. That's not calling the decision maker, not calling the gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper says, well, sure, come by Monday at 3, and somebody should be here to talk to you. A preset appointment is where you've done an introduction, and you've at least introduced what it is we do, who we are, what you've touched on at least what the problem is and the solution that we provide, and you've piqued their interest and they want to hear more. That's a true appointment. And if you have 3 of those a day, you'll end up closing one deal a day from your presets. Our top closers are actually doing a little bit better. If you then canvass the immediate area, and I'll tell you right now, some of our better agents are spending about 7 hours a day in the field, and if you're doing that, especially in your 30 to 60 day cycle after you've started, you will start closing, depending on your capacity and the level of work you're putting forward, you will start closing 2 to 3 deals per day. So the whole concept is that we pick an immediate geography within your territory. We have 3 preset appointments per day, and then we're canvassing in that immediate geography surrounding those appointments. And again, we're talking or touching on that these tiers that we've mentioned are strictly an illustration, an example of different business niches and how we look at them. I always get the question, can I just pick an area and start cold calling everyone in my territory in a particular geography? And the answer is certainly. We have agents that never make preset appointments. They're dynamos. They're filled with energy. They go out every day. They will pick a particular street depending on the density of businesses, and literally whether it's a doctor's office, a medical or urgent care facility, a liquor store. I mean, they literally go in to every single business and start a conversation, make a introduction, and look to do a presentation. When we're in the field, especially on a cold call, our number one objective is to make the presentation. If we do not make the presentation, we will never get to any other part of the cycle of the sale, and we'll certainly never close a deal. So the gatekeeper, right? When you're calling a doctor's office, an attorney's office, maybe a chiropractor, an accountant, whatever the case may be, the gatekeeper is always a challenge. But I'll assure you of one thing: they get calls during the day, other people soliciting various items, whatever it may be. But it's probably safe to say they've never gotten a call from an Apple and Android application developer. And they probably won't even know what that means, and you'll pique their interest when you say to them, well, I'm sure you have a smartphone. Well, of course. And those cool apps you download? Yeah. Well, that's what we develop. We develop those types of apps, but specifically driven for your business. And you got to explain to the gatekeeper it's very affordable, and it's a very important business solution. And really, we're only asking for 5 minutes of the decision maker's time. Give me 5 minutes over the phone. If you like what I say, let's set an appointment. I'll come down and I'll show you exactly what we have and exactly what we do. And if you go about it in that way, and I know many of you, I'm getting some, I see some chats going on right now. Listen, there's a number of you that are professional B2B reps. You've been doing this for a number of years. You get it. You understand it. If you have a methodology to get through the gatekeeper and set your appointment, certainly I'm not here to reinvent the wheel. Use whatever principles that have worked for you in the past. That's for sure. We always like to say, and we tell each and every affiliate, the client does not care how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you really think about it, that makes a lot of sense. There's always three elements of every sale that need to exist, or there will be no sale. That's trust, features and benefits, and value. And keep in mind, clients only purchase from people that they trust and that they like. And also keep in mind, you have 5 minutes to capture a client's attention. So you got to capture them in 5 minutes. If you don't capture them in that 5 minutes and you squander it, you've got a problem. Now, if in that initial 5 minutes you're talking about a topic and you're allowing the client to do most of the talking and they're into it and they're not rushed, by all means, we don't care how you capture their attention, but you've got to capture their attention. And you've got that initial 5 minutes. So if you don't just absolutely hit it off with the client in the first 60 seconds, however that may happen, then you really need to go into, your introduction mode and make sure they understand, your introduction, what we do, who we are, how long we've been around, and that we bring a legitimate solution to really what is a major problem in today's mobile society. And when you're done with that, you move on to your presentation. You've got to have a smartphone during your presentation, and you've got to be very careful how you handle this part of your presentation. Do not stick your phone in your client's face. Do not hold the phone 10 feet away. The initial part of the presentation is establishing what the problem is. So we pull up, preferably the client's website, if they have one, or a traditional website on our phone. It should be preloaded so there's no fumbling around at the time of the presentation, and you politely hand that to the client and say, this is the problem, and we've all experienced it. I can't read the website, I've got to zoom in and out, scroll up and down, so on and so forth. Major issue. And say, may I show you something else? And you have the phone back. You, again, have this preloaded, and whether you're showing them our mobile website or one of the 30 different examples that we have built into our mobile website. And this is important for all of you to know. All of you should bookmark proscriptmedia.com in your smart device, your smartphone, and you'll see a tab that says Mobile Samples, as well as mobile apps, by the way. And you click on Mobile Samples, and it will show you all of the different mobile websites we have as an example. We always recommend trying to show the merchant an example that's within their niche. Very, very, very important part of the presentation, and very important that your phone is clean and the screen is clean, and that this is handled in a very professional manner. And I always say to a client, listen, let not this discussion be about what I think. What do you think? I mean, you have a smartphone. Think about your behavior and interpret that behavior, and then think about what your clients are going through, right? If you're frustrated when this happens, there's a good likelihood that the client is frustrated. When clients become frustrated, they blame you, even though it's, this is something new. They get frustrated. According to Google, 45% of the people that pull up a traditional website on their mobile phone literally get frustrated and curse at their phone or at the merchant. So ask them how they think their customers would feel. When we get through this, we are ready for our presentation. And now it's time for you to articulate and state your case. And I would re-summarize what the problem is, what the solution is, and I would come now with statistics and facts directly from Google. You have a beautiful presentation book. As all of you know, and I think we touch on this in a couple of slides, but as all of you know, in our resource center online, there is a presentation book. It's not meant for you to print and put all 30 or 40 pages in your book and go through all of that with the client. But each one of you will select those pages that you most favor. And we always say it's very important not to burn out the client with too many facts and statistics. You'll lose them. But there's one thing that I want to point out, which is explaining to the client the difference between client retention, and hence the need for a mobile website, and new client acquisition, which also could lead to acquiring new clients. The cost of acquiring a new client in any business is always expensive. Always. Take it from me, I know. And losing one client is really a sin. As a business person, we should do everything in our power to retain every one of our clients. And then you can look at this slide at your leisure, and of course this information you'll find all throughout our literature and marketing materials, so it's readily available. Again, try not to burn out your presentation with too many facts and statistics. Now we've got to ask for the sale. If you guys don't ask for the sale, it's going to be very rare that a client says, Alan, stop right there, let me grab my checkbook, I'm ready. Now, it will happen, but it's not the way we do it. As a seasoned salesperson, we're going to ask for the sale, and there's no reason to be shy about asking for the sale. If you don't ask, you don't get. Ask the client if they have any additional questions. Ask the client to become a ProScript Media client today. I want to earn your business. And we bring a great solution at a great value to what is a serious problem that could be affecting your business. Keep in mind, I'm looking when I'm in my presentation or going for the close, I want the objections. The more objections I get, the more interested the client is. Each time I overcome an objection, I am that much closer to closing the deal. Each and every objection gets you that much closer, and each objection must be answered or responded to. So what exactly comes in a mobile website package? And you'll also find this on our training center, but of course they get a beautiful state-of-the-art mobile website with the features you see listed here. We throw in on every single mobile website sale a video, which we do for the purpose of going in for our 14 days subsequent to the initial order date, our 14-day upsell for our other two core products that you can make a lot of money with. So every deal is going to get a 60-second client video testimonial, whether you throw it in for free because, hey, I like you and I just want to do this for you because it's been, really a lot of fun working with you, or if you're using it as a closing technique. We do actually charge $100 to $150 for these videos. They are done by professional actors and actresses, and they are really well done, and they will be on page 1 of Google for the client's company name. We also offer them, and again, these are all closing tools for you guys in the field to use, guys and gals, excuse me. We have a very popular local business directory called mylocalbusinesslisting.com, and we will give them a free listing, which is a full one-page listing within the directory, and certainly beneficial. As I've stated previously, we make available, as previously mentioned, a free 60-second client video testimonial. Use this. It's a great tool, and when you do use it, you should make sure that you say to the client, our video production and our video promotion department will produce this video. It takes 7 days from the date that they make the order, so it should be done and produced concurrently with the mobile website, and they'll both be done at the same time. And let them know that you have a friend in the promotion department, and we're going to make sure to get that thing on page 1 of Google for their company name. It's my gift to you, the client. This gives you a little more information about the website, the free listing directory. It will list a listing will have a full page feature listing within our directory at no additional charge. Now, we have something that we've just recently introduced that I'll share with you guys. It's a concept that was developed by one of the folks out in the field. I personally love it. we go to a shopping center that may have 20, 30, 40 merchants, and these are typically strip shopping centers, not your larger enclosed mall environments. And we go to the shopping center and tell them we are building a website for the shopping center. So if the name of the shopping center is La Plaza Del More, well, it's going to be laplazadelmore.com. And we're taking applications from each of the merchants in that center. And the concept is, if somebody's going down the road, there's a likelihood they may key punch the name of the mall, or the name of the shopping center, to see, what stores are actually in it. And up will come this website that will be beautiful. It will be only isolated for that shopping center. It's not going to have any other information other than the merchants within that shopping center. And if they sign up today, they buy a mobile website, they will have a listing on this directory. And again, it's a full page listing, and it will link over to their normal website and also link over to their mobile website. And we build these if we can get half of the tenants in the shopping center to buy a mobile website. If there happens to be a nonprofit or a charity within the mall, we put them in the in the website at no charge. We never in this particular application when we build a website, and we've decided any charities they get put in regardless, as does whoever happens to be the leasing agent at that shopping mall at that given time will also get a free listing in the website, which is tailored strictly for that shopping center. So think about that and conceptualize how you may be able to use that approach, and certainly reach out to your sales manager or regional manager, or you could send in a chat right now and we could answer some questions, or on one of our training calls, certainly any questions you have as far as how you can utilize that and work off of that kind of energy and direction. Certainly ask us. We're more than delighted to help you. Again, mobile website pricing, they start at $397. The hosting fee for only the mobile website is $29. And that concludes this particular section on selling a small business. I'm looking at some of the chats coming in, and I see a couple of my folks are responding. So that's great. Guys, it's been really fantastic hosting this particular webinar. If you had to leave during the webinar, or you're coming subsequent to when it was actually recorded, as you know, we keep all of these recordings on our online training section, so they're there for you 24/7, 365 days per year. Okay, I hope this has been awfully useful. Any questions, again, please get with your direct manager or approach us on the next sales training call. And I wish all of you the very, very best of success, and genuinely hope you go out and sell everyone a mobile website. Thanks very much. It's been Alan Palange with ProScript Media. Thank you.